All right, begin.
What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and start on this topic, and I want to talk about the women's college basketball national championship game that took place this past Sunday between Iowa and LSU. Yo, when you look on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and all of these social media platforms, there's a lot of fragility that's going on. There's a lot of people calling my sister Angel Reese basically classless for giving Caitlyn Clark a taste of her own medicine. Now, Caitlyn has been talking trash the entire tournament. She even told a player from the opposing team that you shouldn't be talking trash if you're 15 points down. She also did the hand gesture that was created by John Cena, meaning that, hey, basically you can't see me, right? Now, the John Cena hand gesture was done towards a player from Louisville in the Elite Eight. Now, what she did to a player from South Carolina was totally disrespectful in my opinion, right? So basically she was daring this girl to shoot above the three-point arc. She didn't trust the girl to make the shot, so instead of just going into the paint, daring her to shoot, she actually waved her off like you're nothing. So when Caitlyn was doing all of these gestures and things to other teams, the narrative around her was like, oh man, we love her passion. Oh man, she's so cold for this. Oh, we love her competitive fire, right? And so the Bayou Barbie and the rest of the LSU queens were licking their chops like, all right, so that's how you moving, Caitlyn? We got something for that air when you see us, because we're not going to allow you to run the table on us like that. We got a game plan in place, and the objective and the main goal here is to walk away with that national championship. So during the national championship game, Angel Reese felt that it was appropriate to give Caitlyn that work, right? The same thing that Caitlyn was doing to everybody else. You know, Angel Reese said, I'm going to return the favor. She started doing the you can't see me hand gesture, and she also started pointing to her ring finger. Now, when Angel did that, I knew exactly where to run to. Unlike Escape, I put on my Air Maxes and I headed over to Twitter because I knew Robert E. Lee and his people were bitter. Now, they were going in on Angel. They were calling her everything. They were talking about, look at her with her fake eyelashes. Look at her. Is that her hair? Fake nails, you know, she's just fake and things of that nature. She's so classless. I mean, they were going in. Now, shout out to whoever created this meme, but this is a great example on how the media portrays Angel versus Caitlyn. So when Angel does the gestures, the same gestures that Caitlyn was doing, she's depicted as a thug, ghetto, unprofessional, bad for the sport, carried, and a fake champion. On the other hand, Caitlyn is looked at as a queen, competitive, good for the sport, and champion in our hearts. Now, y'all, we know what the issue is. Their little darling, their American sweetheart, did not complete the task. And they're in their feelings because they got stopped by a pack of sisters.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us.
So what I want to do right here is play you guys what Angel Reese had to say about this particular situation and what added fuel to her fire.
I'm happy. I mean, all year I was critiqued about who I was. The narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Now, another thing that Angel said within a recent interview that I respect to the 10th power is the fact that she felt the need to do what she did to Caitlyn because she felt that Caitlyn was disrespecting the sisters within her conference. Now, normally you could care less about an opponent, you can care less about a competitor, but for her to set all of that aside and say, hold on, you disrespecting my sisters and we play in the same conference? Yo, this woman is a straight up queen. Now, another thing that I find extremely interesting is the fact that Jill Biden, all right, said recently that she's thinking about inviting Iowa to the White House. Since when have they invited the loser to the White House? This is how fragile this part of America has gotten over their little old Caitlyn, right? She didn't make it, but we're going to invite her anyway. If they were to invite Iowa, the team that lost the national championship, to the White House, it would be totally unprecedented. Now, the Shade Room did report on the fact that Jill Biden wants to invite Iowa to the White House, and Angel stepped into the Shade Room and said that this is a joke, and she also said that we not coming. So this sister is standing 10 toes down, and it seems as though that the rest of the team feels the same way. Now, another interesting dynamic about this whole entire situation is that you have this dude by the name of Dave Portnoy, and he's the president of Barstool Sports. And so he took to Twitter and voiced his displeasure in regards to Angel going at Caitlyn in the fashion that she did, and basically called Angel a classless piece of blank. Now, what's funny about this situation is the fact that people pointed out that he had placed a bet for Iowa to actually beat LSU, and we know the outcome of that, so he ended up losing money. But his response to that was, his critique of Angel didn't have anything to do with him losing the bet. Now, another thing that I want to slide in real quick, and I've already addressed this, but I just want to slide it in because I'll forget this. If Iowa had actually beat LSU, Jill Biden would not have offered the opportunity, or will not offer the opportunity, for LSU to come to the White House. So I just wanted to throw that in before I forgot to put that point in. So let's get back to Dave, right? So $1 Million Worth of Game, the podcast that features Gille da Kid and Wallo, basically is said to be owned by this guy named Dave, right? And so a lot of people were calling out Gille da Kid and Wallo to speak out on this situation, to denounce what he said about Angel. Now, what I want to do right here is play you guys what Wallo and Gille da Kid had to say about this situation, and then I'll be back.
Angela Reese, y'all did a great thing. Y'all did y'all thing. Congratulations for being the champions. And I'm going to say this. We don't stand with nothing that Dave Portnoy said in any type, shape, forms, or fashion. We're not in agreement with that. We're not in alignment with that in any way. And number two, $1 million worth of game, LLC, is owned by two people. Wallace Peoples and Fernard Rassier. We do not work for Barstool. We have a partnership. We have a licensing deal. 100% ownership is by us. We don't have no bosses. I only got one boss, and that's God. And my wife, whenever that happens, whenever I get married. But other than that, that's how we rock.
You be a boss?
Yeah, that's how it go, cuz. That's how it go. People like Tootie got the control of the money.
Oh, okay.
Well, shut up. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, shout out to Angela Reese. You did a great job, young sister. And we're not just gonna stand for that. Like Dave, for her to be a classless piece of shit because of basketball, you're wrong about that.
And we love you, Dave.
We f with you, Dave.
But we f with you the long way.
You're totally out of pocket for that. You're wrong for that. For a human being to be a classless piece of shit for sports, where it's nothing but trash talking and talk, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do that. And we're not gonna let you do that to ours. We can't go for shit. We're not gonna be having that. But shout out to Angela Reese, you did your thing. Shout out to everybody that was involved, all you women, played the ball and had a hell of a time. But we need to be talking about something different.
Shout out to Iowa too. They came up and played hard.
Yeah, they played hard. But shout out to the whole LSU. Y'all did a great job. Congratulations, Queens, on your championship. And it's just like that.
Right.
All right, so in my opinion, Wallo and Gille, they wasted almost 2 minutes of my time, and in my estimation, I don't want to speak for y'all, but they wasted 2 minutes of your time. If you're down for the cause, because the only thing that they had to say that would have impressed me was that they're ending their partnership with Barstool Sports. You know what I mean, y'all? To me, that's taking a stand. They didn't say anything to that magnitude. So again, they could have kept that to themselves. And another thing, y'all, I don't know if it's just me, I don't think that Gille wanted to even do the video. He looked a little bit uncomfortable, right? He looked like he would do anything for the man. I'm just keeping it all the way real. That's just my observation, right? But anyway, in closing, I would like to say shout out to LSU and shout out to the Bayou Barbie for doing her thing, for standing her ground and not listening to the outside noise and not being affected by it. What she did was just unbelievably brave, and so I just like to see the strength in the women's games, in women's sports in particular, because this is what we need, competitive fire within the women's sport. I ultimately believe that this could increase the viewership and the overall interest in women's college basketball, which could lead to more women within the college basketball realm to actually be able to strike NIL deals to start feeding them and their families, right? So at the end of the day, shout out to LSU. You did your thing. Now, what I want to do is hear from you guys. Drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts in its totality about this whole entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.